Ow, my fingernail!
Yo, what's good? We're back again at what did we just watch?
It's Pota who just kind of almost tore his fingernail off trying to open up a can of beer because I've never done that before. I don't drink.
It's Bobby over here. Evan's sparking up a shitty ass Jeter.
No, you know,
He doesn't even light!
I'm not
He's
even
even
lighting
sparking
it.
the tip for the fucking 10 minutes out.
So, back again, another episode, and might as well hop on this nice fucking trend of Black Mirror, Bandersnatch.
Bandwagon.
So that's what it is. And then I'm questioning, have any of you actually seen the show?
No.
Me either.
I've seen like random ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Marisol's watching a lot.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Exactly.
But like I've tried watching one, I know, and I just couldn't fucking pay attention.
Really?
Like,
I heard, they're like really
I just had no interest in watching it. It was one of those, it's like, you have to pay attention.
They have some real, like, ones that are in, like, real episodes that are, like, that's, like, some real-ass shit.
That's all I hear about.
Like, the Facebook one where it's like, oh, the more likes you get, the more you're, like, depends on how your life is.
I hear it's a lot about how technology affects life. That's all I hear it's about.
Yeah. I saw one where, like, memories were projected.
Oh, or anyone that was in that...
I don't know.
You don't even
Not that I recognize, no. But apparently each episode is a different story.
It's different people.
It's completely different people.
Okay. So yeah, first experience with this Black Mirror shit. And then the only reason I wanted to see is because it was this interactive, like this cool fucking concept.
First,
this new movie, or like, no movie has ever done this before.
I just thought that's crazy because, like, it's based off of a book. Then the kid does it and he makes like the game for it, and then the movie is that
I was
too.
gonna wait to say this is too meta. This movie was too meta for me. Like
all three of them are.
It was too much.
The game and the movie are all like you all have to be choosing your destiny in it.
Like I like meta type shit, but this was just fucking too much.
Meta,
and I didn't like how he knew he was being controlled by people. I didn't like that at all.
Right.
I wish it was just a normal story. But all right, I guess we can just go up and get into it. Oh my God, Pope. You know I smoke. So I'm just gonna go and then read a synopsis that's very
Never
little.
smoked before.
Yeah. So Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, I guess. Young programmer starts to question reality when he adapts a a young programmer starts to question reality when he adapts a mad writer's fantasy novel into a video game. Damn. So I guess that's basically that's really all they give us.
How much do you get paid to be a programmer?
Yeah.
Programmer.
So. I guess it's gonna be hard to go linear, so I guess we'll just like start where we can. And then I wanna see what we all chose at certain point. That's why I wish we did it all different. But watching when I watched it, you chose a lot of different things. That I was like,
did.
No,
pick that
I
one.
know.
And he's like, no.
That's why there was like at a 5 out of 6, and he chose the opposite that I originally chose. Yeah. So let's just go straight up into it, and then we'll just comment on things as it goes. Like we probably won't be able to find a linear story because I noticed that things watching it back when I watched it with you guys, I noticed how just little things changed and stuff like that. But
even when you pick certain instances and it comes and does the little flashback, there's certain things here and there that
did it actually happen?
They change. Yeah, exactly. It's like this whole deja vu mindfuck,
which is kind of cool. So yeah, let's get into it because that happened in the beginning. So
you don't know what combination you pick. Like it could be like you pick this one, and then it ended up going back here. It's like this one, and then it goes back like another minute after, and it goes back.
See, some things I hated, but we'll talk when they come. So yeah, it opens up to our main character waking up. It's 1984, and it's the Relax song, right? Yeah. Classic. It reminds me of Zoolander.
Forever Zoolander.
So homie's like waking up from like a fucking wet dream or something, because he's like breathing heavy as fuck off rip. Yeah.
You can see his tine.
Yeah. Really?
I saw it.
He's got a bone? Like a morning wood?
I mean, I was looking for it.
I bet you fucking were. Alright, so he starts doing his... I was like, damn. Attention to detail. But, okay. So he's doing his morning routine, then he goes down and eats breakfast with his dad. So then, apparently the whole background is Bandersnatch is a book that he reads, and it's like a choose-your-own-adventure book, like we said. And this is, we find out about it. And, okay. So the first question is the choice of cereal. What did you go?
I went Sugar Puffs.
I picked Frosties.
What did you do at first? See, I let it ride. This is when I was like playing with it first. I was like, let's see what happens. I just let it ride, and it chose Sugar Puffs for me.
There was no answer that I ever let ride. I'm assuming the one you choose is the one that you leave it on. So if you were to just switch it over and not click it,
exactly,
just stayed.
That's exactly what happened. I just wanted to see what
later on there's a Sugar Puffs
commercial.
Later on, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering what came with it. So
I picked the Frosties, I think.
And then the dog starts... Wait, what'd you choose?
I picked Frosties.
Okay, so I want to see if that then it matters. Because I wonder if this minuscule stuff really has any effect on the plot. Which I didn't like, but... Okay, so then the dog's taking a shit in the plants, right? Yeah. So, okay, now it cuts to he's on the bus. He's going to school. Or no, he's going to whatever.
Job interview.
He's going to the job interview.
He's going to pitch a video game to a
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch to an up-and-coming company. Tuckersoft.
So, okay, the
Tuckersoft.
So, okay, then it was, you can choose the music he's about to listen to. What did you choose?
The first one.
Which one
No,
was that?
it's like the
Thompson Twins?
Yeah.
That's what I chose too. The classic song. It's the only one I knew, because it's the song that I
Yeah.
knew. Okay, so we chose the same. I was hoping that we chose something different. And, okay. So we get to the video game company, and we meet, like, the boss, and he's some ugly fucking fat loser. And then, yeah, with nice hair. And then he introduces us to the fucking ugly ass kid from We Are the Millers.
Yeah.
The whole time I just referred to him as ugly kid, because he is a weird looking kid.
But he has a good English accent though.
I was gonna ask,
And
is
even
he
when-
British or
No.
is he really American? Yeah.
At first, I thought it was terrible because I could hear right through it. But then as he
Even
kept
when he has
talking,
like a cigarette in his mouth, he's like, "Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, mate. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about." And you can like,
isn't that classic English shit? Like
Yeah.
you're fucking saying some weird ass.
Talking about like
shit.
rolling, yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, Bobby's girlfriend's father is English, so he hangs around them. Yeah, enough to understand what a
Evan's
good
been chilling
fucking
with
accent
Yeah.
is.
Then but yeah, so this guy's like the shit. He's like the video game programmer, and he looks up.
He's
the
sitting there
main
just
character.
like smoking a cigarette, playing this
Yeah.
video game inside, and they come up they're like, "Yo, should we even bother him?" Like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's
fuck.
a super fan.
Yeah, he's
the
like
kid looks up to
he's
him.
like the guy from Grandma's Boy.
He looks like
The guy, like
Yeah.
the
But he's a
prodigy,
cooler,
like
yeah.
prodigy or whatever. The fuck.
he's the one with the meme all over the internet. He looks like Sid, all grown up from Toy Story.
Yeah.
It's just like him.
So okay, so they meet him, they talk, and it's all cool. And then they go in, and then he shows them their prototype game, and it looks like a fucking basically like a Doom type shit.
Yeah, it's like 6 lines, and you walk through like
Yeah.
you walk through a hallway.
So yeah, he tells them what it is. It's Choose Your Own Adventure.
8-bit Skyrim. That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
and then the guy's digging it. He's like, "This is a sick idea," and he gives him a proposal. So what did you do now? Okay, hold on. The proposal is to stay here, come to the office, and work on your game, and create your game here.
And
that's what he
use
asked
it-
you.
and use
the
his
facilities.
resources.
Correct. And then
Because they just moved in that like Monday. He's like, we're gonna have a graphics here and music here and this. So we have a whole like in-house everything. Like you can come here and work for us, work on your game, blah blah blah. Or
Essentially, a
or
gamer's
do it or
not.
nothing, or just
it didn't even say do it yourself.
It
It
just
didn't say
said-
or nothing.
it
Yeah,
says
it's a
accept or
yes or
deny.
no. It's a
It
yes
says
or no.
And
Take
then,
it
so
or
what did you
not.
do? What'd you do?
First, I checked yes.
Yeah, you watched it with him. Yeah, I accepted also. And then you find out, then the ugly kid comes up to you and he goes, "Wrong choice, mate."
Yeah.
And then
then-
immediately there, I'm like, oh, I think I fucked up.
So then that's when I was questioning, like, what? Okay, then there's a whole other scene that's like a review scene, and it shows that it was all rushed in production, blah 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 blah. It's like a fucking 2 out
it's
of
the interview.
5.
It's like, what do you think about the
Yeah.
game Bandersnatch? It's like the TV show or whatever.
It's a 0 out of 5. It's
Yeah.
a 0 out of 5. So yeah, so then it brings you back to the choice, right? Brings you back to the beginning.
Yeah, it just
He goes,
kinda
"I'm gonna do
it-
this again." That's what he says.
Yeah, so he wakes up again at 8:14 or whatever the fuck.
Same exact thing.
Same exact thing, and it's really cool how the movie does it. It just gives you like a very quick recap. Just this what happened, scene. This was what happened, scene, and it just keeps
But with
going.
little things.
Little
yeah.
things here are different, and the
Which is
main
cool.
character is kind of noticing it a little bit, like
Yeah.
a deja vu sense. And so he goes to Colin again, the weird Sid-looking kid, and they start talking, and then their dialogue definitely changed.
Yeah.
And for instance, there was a specific problem with the memory. And in the first time around, it was Sid that had noticed it and said it. Or not, Sid, Colin,
Yeah.
had said it first. And then the second time around, it was Stefan that said something. He's
I
like, "How
thought
did
that
you
was
know
sick.
that?"
I
And he's
thought that
like,
was
"I just
cool.
knew." I'm
And
like,
then-
"Oh, that's really good." It's like I'm revisiting the scene,
But it's like,
but it's not
yeah.
boring because it's different now.
Exactly, and then later on when they're talking about the author, Stefan, the main character, brings up, he's like, they're talking about the guy and how he's a genius who created Bandersnatch, and then they're like, the guy's like, wait, didn't he decapitate his wife? And then,
Yeah.
and
He
then
went
the next,
insane and shit.
and then the deja vu, someone else says it or something like that. Which,
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool. But I just wanted to go back and say, so when you accepted it first, I accepted it also, then you have to go back. I did it 2 more times,
You kept
just
hitting accept.
just to make sure, just to see
and it was
like
the same thing.
I wanted to see, yeah, and it's the
And he's
same
like,
exact, and I
wrong
waited the
choice.
same, but then it doesn't bring you back like the whole scenario, the whole like.
It just goes.
It just goes
yeah.
straight, but yeah, like I tried 3
Like,
times
I'm
because I'm playing. I'm like, what if like it brought you back and you did it, then it actually worked and it brought a whole new.
Like,
I'm
oh
like,
shit again. Like,
yeah. So I was like thinking like, then I realized because then it got me kind of like, oh, that's kind of whack. Because then what you learn is really what the movie is about, like the illusion of choice. But at this time, I'm thinking like, why the fuck, like it's making you
Why
choose.
would you
What's
choose?
the point of choosing?
Exactly.
But it's about then the whole movie is really about that, which is cool in itself.
It's like, are you
But
really?
I
In
still
it's like, are
wish-
you really in control of
Yeah.
what you're really
Yeah, like
doing?
there is a
Yeah.
final ending, pretty
Yeah.
much, but like essentially the tree can flare out, but it's always gonna kind of funnel back in again.
Yeah, so it's cool and it's whatever. So yeah, you go back and then you actually refuse him is what you're supposed to do. So that means you go home like a recluse and work on it by yourself, but still with their resources, but just not in the office. Which if you knew that was an option before, it's like they didn't even tell you that before.
You should be like, yeah.
Well, now they're paying him, so now he doesn't have to get a job.
If he did it, I guess like if he did it in-house, then it's like them creating it, and he's just like the designer. He's just like
I don't know.
He's like doing it. And then it's like
he's giving them, so they can throw out advertisements and stuff.
Yeah, he's the one making the game, but they're like producing it and doing everything. If he does it at his house, it's like, hey, it's your game.
Then
outside.
He would have to advertise it. He would have to make all the copies. So he made the game, and he's going to use their resources to help distribute it.
Yeah. So so then basically it's he goes back home, and then
he just starts going crazy. Locks himself in his room for it keeps.
Not yet.
Is that one?
No, it doesn't go crazy yet. He just goes back home and he does it. He talks to his dad, he goes back home. He talks to his dad about what happened, and then it cuts to the future again. It's a 5 months again, and it's the same review segment, and the dude loves it. It's 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to him talking to some woman about how it all came about, and it's his therapist, which you find out.
Right.
So then
he goes to therapy.
Yeah, she asked to talk about his mom because it's been an anniversary of his mom, he passed away. And then what do you say? Because she asks.
At first I said no.
Me too.
Because I didn't want to hear that shit.
Me either.
Like, get on with the fucking story. I don't care what happened to your mom.
And then she asks again, and she's like, "Are you sure you are gonna learn something?" Okay, then what did you do?
I did yes.
Oh, I should. I want to see what happened. No, I didn't.
You did yes.
Because at this time, which I realized at the start, I empathize with this guy. After a little while,
it's I don't want to talk. About
later on, when it happens, but then I'm like. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know, but
I was more afraid of having to do the fucking rewind again. It was like, all right, I have to choose this shit again if I hit no.
I feel like that's what you were like. Fuck, I don't want to have to start back again 20 minutes ago and have to go through it again. That's why you're picking the obvious one. This is the obvious one. I'm gonna keep the story going instead of having to keep going back. And that's why it's so much longer.
But a part of me can't help but ask, what the fuck is the point of choosing if you're already gonna go that way anyway? Unless it makes it, that's what it's the point of is I guess just interacting even though you're not really choosing.
It's are you really in control of the choices you make in your life? It's you make a choice in your life I'm gonna do this, but it's still gonna end. You're gonna end up something else is gonna happen. And whatever. I guess that's what I'm thinking.
So yeah, I mean, okay. Whatever. So this goes out, and then he talks to his mom. The kid starts talking about his fucking pet rabbit or something like that, his rabbit doll. Yeah. Right. And then his dad was a fucking piece of shit asshole. Took his rabbit and hid it while he was sleeping. His dad's a fucking asshole, right? Some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then while he's looking, the little kid's under his bed, looking for the rabbit. And then cause the mom's coming and come on, son, we gotta go. And then there's an option pops up and it's a no option, right? It only says no.
Yeah, it's what was the...
Right?
Why make me?
That's what I was it only said... What the fuck are you asking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it's just to keep you
Yeah, because what Netflix does, for Xbox, if you're watching it there, it vibrates your controls, so you know, something's coming. I'm getting ready for something to come, and it just gives me one option. No. I don't understand. What was the point of that?
Is this trying
to just waste my time?
Or is it trying to tell you how there's some times where you just don't have a choice and you just no, there is no possibly of me not sitting here looking for this.
Or is it just oversaturation of the illusion of no choice?
What? What do you? What?
I guess.
Do you want to expand on that?
No, not really.
Okay, let's move on. So this is where we learn. So apparently, him holding up his mother to go makes her have to catch the later train, and that train ends up derailing, and then they die. Everyone on the train's dead, and then so it's he kind of feels responsible or whatever.
Then he blames it on his dad because if my dad never did this with my little bunny, I went
to the earlier train with my mom, and
then she wouldn't have died.
Yeah, so
he's till this day I still blame it on him.
Yeah,
literally those exact words I think.
So then he goes to a record store, and then it asks what record you want to choose. What'd you guys choose?
Bermuda Triangle.
Me too. Who the fuck cares about this? Why are we choosing this? Does it have an effect in the fucking movie? I don't know.
I guess it chooses the song that you hear, with that next scene that comes.
That's what I'm thinking also, but it's that's it.
Choose what you want to hear for the next scene.
But maybe it's because I don't know,
if you want to hear this song while he walks around his room and jacks off,
the scene kind of
flows
to the song, so it's maybe the scene, the scene flows a little differently. It's like he looks a different way. Maybe I don't know.
Who knows? But
maybe like the little things that like we're not writing down. Like he looks left or like he glances down at this.
Yeah, I really wonder how like that type
I
of
wish
shit.
yeah, fuck. I wish you just like sit.
That's why I'm kind of happy you're watching it again because I was a lot of shit I didn't see. So all right, then it cuts and he goes on a bus and he's reading the book he just got about the author of Bandersnatch. And then it cuts and he goes into like a fucking coding montage. And then he's like getting heated and then it gives you another choice about what to do to the computer. He's like throw the tea on it.
Oh,
and then
his dad comes in and gives him tea. Right? He starts talking to him.
So what'd you choose?
It was throw.
No,
it was.
Fuck off or
it was.
something.
Oh yeah, your dad comes in.
Like,
and
you shout at your dad, or
you see what we keep doing? We shout at your dad like we are the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We keep saying like
we're talking like
we're talking as if it's
well,
us.
Probably didn't
well,
say,
the choice was that was the question.
No, but
that
even
was,
still, but the fact is
we're getting into it's like, what would you do? It's like I wouldn't pour this tea on my fucking computer.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like,
get fuck you, bro. Get the fuck out of my
like,
house, my room or some shit. Like you know. It makes you like get into it like it's you.
Like it's you. But okay, so then when this part came up,
sick because it's like at some point it's like, what would you do? It's like, what, would you bury it or just chop it?
That's because at the time I'm thinking,
fuck that.
Because you like go in between like, okay, this is kind of like a game and see what you can do. Then at the other hand, I'm like, damn, I feel kind of bad. And then this later, and then so then the dad comes in and then the choice is throw tea on your computer or yell at your dad. And I'm like, dude, the dad didn't do anything. I'm like, I ain't gonna yell on this man. You know what I mean?
You picked throw tea.
Yeah, then I put throw the tea on the shit. What did you pick?
I told dad to fuck off.
You did? You
yeah. The dad gets up. He's like, hey, dad, why'd you fuck off? And then he goes, and he immediately goes, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. Like,
and the dad just goes with a straight face. He's like, get your coat. We're going
to the pub.
And I think throwing in the tea was the wrong thing because then everything destroyed. And then I think I had to go back and tell him to fuck off. Yeah. I think. And then they both go to lunch, but his dad fucking pulls a nice psych on his ass.
The song while they're in the car.
What song was it?
It's like everybody does it for Nigel, and it's like a song.
Nigel.
It's a song like it's an English song like talking about like Nigel because there's so many people in England named Nigel. Literally, we listen to that every single time we go to England. That song because Marisol's dad's name is Nigel. Mm-hmm. Oh. So he's like every time we get drunk around like a backyard party, he's like, hold on, let me. We always get a Bluetooth speaker out somehow. And we got everybody's dancing around, and he'll like plays that song every single time because his name is Nigel. It's like I grew up in the '80s listening to this. He's like, everybody does it for Nigel, and he's like always dancing. And he's drunk as shit. It's awesome. I'm like, I look at Pota, I was like, what? How random is this?
So so they go to lunch. The dad psychs it, and he actually brings it to his therapist. And then I'm good on that. And then so he starts talking, and right when he starts talking, I already know what's gonna happen. He's like, he starts talking about the dreams and like all these things he's been thinking. And right when she asks what kinds of things, I already know it's.
Oh, you picked to go into the doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
There was a choice right here?
Yeah.
The guy Colin.
You can go to Collins.
Oh, I probably looked down and I was like writing.
Yeah, Sid's walking by.
Oh, because
and it says, there's this whole other thing.
It brought me back. Later on, it brought me back and then I followed Sid. So I know. Yeah, okay.
With the acid?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says follow Colin or go see Doctor or whatever the fuck his name was. And you literally.
See, I followed Sid.
He picked follow Colin. And he's like, oh, hey, what's up? And then
ladies and gentlemen, Sid is Colin.
Yeah, his name's... We're going to call him Sid the rest of the movie, by the way.
I haven't written down as the ugly kid. Or like, every time, I mean, it's not right here, but every time I ever, it's the ugly
Sid
kid.
is the Toy Story character, but he works just the same. Sid is Colin.
Well, damn, so then... Alright, so here we finally come to a difference.
So what is he...
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happens.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so he goes... So she asks him what kind of things. So he's talking, I automatically know what's going to happen. And he goes, I'm feeling like I'm not in control. And this is where I was like, fuck, I didn't want it to be like, like he knows what's going on. Like that shit was, oh my god, are you kidding me?
Pota just pulled out.
He just made pliers and used as roach clips.
Pota just pulled out.
This is the first time ever that they probably ever had roach clips, and jeez, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he just pulled out like a Leatherman multi-tool and flipped it open and pulled out the needle nose pliers and clipped it to the roach, and now he's just fucking roach clipping it. So this is what happens.
Sorry, I'm smart.
And then when I was watching with you got here eventually. So after she says, I don't feel like I'm not in control, this is when he starts telling her something, or he starts saying that something's making decisions for him, and then it asks you like to pull on your earlobe or
bite your fingernails.
Yeah.
What'd you pick?
I chose to pull on earlobe, and he resists. And then I saw when you guys went bite on your fingernails, he resists. The same exact scene.
It's like, wait, what the fuck's the point of? Like,
I think that's the point. I think maybe that's something he's trying to say.
It's the illusion of choice.
It's like he immediately
in reality,
it doesn't matter.
Is it trying to say in reality, or is it just
you have a choice
in the movie?
No,
pull your ear or do your fucking
literally,
fingernails.
Like, right before that, he says, he's like, I feel like there's something making choices for me.
Yeah.
And then immediately it's like, probably he's like not physically seeing, bite fingernails, pull earlobe, but it's like a mental like pull. It's like, oh, it's gonna make you do something, and then he realized it because he just said that this like something making decisions for him. So he's like in his mind, he sees those fucking symbol. It goes down. It's like yes,
not yet.
No, I'm saying, but like this is probably like the thing, whatever's controlling him. It's like he mentally sees that like it's either like pull your earlobe or bite your fingernails, and he's like. Fuck, he's like, that's it making it. He goes, that's it making a decision for me. He's like, so that's why he resists.
I guess, okay,
right?
I guess
it
kind of makes sense because I guess there only are a certain amount of options you could have in any certain choice. If I'm sitting here and I'm nervous, there probably are a certain amount of things. But more than that, maybe I can cross my hands, put my hands in my pockets, but there probably are a limited amount of options. And maybe that's what it kind of means. You're not ultimate freedom. But I don't know. Then I don't know. I don't know if that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but maybe like I think he just realized like, oh shit, maybe that's the thing that's doing it to me. And like that's why he resists. He's like, I didn't make that decision to bite my fingernail or like pull my earlobe, so he like hold his hand down. And he's like, oh, like fighting something. He's like holding his hand down. He's like, look like
it's just like an urge.
Like, his fingers like curling.
Because we told him to. And he said no.
So then she's like, okay, man, and whatever. She gives him a fucking script for some pills.
You need to stay on this for a little while.
She ups his dosage.
Yeah. So he gets home, and then you have a choice. And then this is another choice too. It's either flush them or throw them away. It's like
either way,
it's the same thing.
Let me ask you before that. When did in your story, since you picked go to the therapist?
Yeah.
When did the calling part happen?
Later, I go back. Yeah, I mean we'll get there. Yeah.
What do you mean you go back?
Just what the fuck you mean? You didn't remember when you went back when you were got to the end credits and it took you back.
So he skipped that one straight to
and just like after
different point.
And just like because when you go to the acid trip and then it brings you back to the option and then you go in the therapist and you see the bite on nails.
Because after Sid hits. He goes, splats, he wakes up in the car again, remember? And you go into the therapist.
And then you're biting your nail.
So we see it first. He goes to the therapist first, and then that happens. That's basically what it is. So either way, you have no choice. It's still going to be the same fucking thing.
So they just put that part in a different bit of the timeline.
It's just they flip them.
But then there are repercussions, which we'll find out. We'll keep going.
Crazy.
So the event is just inevitable, but the time doesn't matter.
But certain things then get affected because of it. But then, you can go back and then multiple things, I mean, you have a finite amount of options. And you still kind of know what happened the last time you were there, and you kind of remember being there, like deja vu. So you pick different choices, and you're like, wait, never mind. It was a bad choice the first time. So he goes home, and I flush the pills, wonder what the fucking threw him away looks like, whatever. 3 weeks later, it's fucking more coding. What is this coding? I want to get how this works. That's a state of story.
That's how it works.
I know, but it's just fucking weird.
Remember, because he was like the kid was playing when he showed him the first game. He's like, "Yes, my new game." It's a person diving past like the clotheslines and shit, and he's playing it on that board. He has this in one hand smoking. He's like over here just doing that on the board that he's using the program and shit. And then the guy, that's when he showed him his. It was like on the joystick. He's like, yeah, there's like no typing or no nothing. They don't have to like type in answers.
Oh, that's
questions.
What you meant by that?
Yeah, it's like you don't have to like type in. You just go. You can just it's quick.
Yeah, old games like that, you have to type in. Grab fork.
That's what he said.
No way.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because it's literally just a giant program. It's like you type in a word and it made the screen do a certain thing. That's literally what it was. It wasn't like a video game or some shit like that.
There was also like a manual of like certain commands that it was able to do.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's what
words. Okay, so he's coding, and then now it's at the daytime, and he's back at the office. He's showing the ugly fucking whatever guy with the rolled up fucking blazer. Can we talk about that look? Is that like a back in the day 80s look? The blazer rolled up sleeves.
Yes.
No one pulls that off anymore. But back then that was fucking abundant.
And like a button, I'm sure, like hanging out.
But it was like the blazer and like with the rolled up, like trying to look. And it looks like a Zach Morris type fucking deal. You know
exactly
what I
mean?
What
it was.
Jeans, like a fucking pair of like leather shoes.
So he goes and meets up with fucking Indian Zach Morris. They're showing him the game, and then again it fucking crashes, and he convinces him that he needs the weekend to fix it.
The weekend.
And then the ugly kid gives one of the assistants a documentary of the Bandersnatch author to him, and then he goes back to a coding montage, and then he pops in the fucking doc. He pops in the doc.
So when did he go back? When did you go back? This is all happening before.
It's all Then later on I go back.
Because this part. Yeah. It kind of like when you do it, we did it the way we did it. You're getting there, and he goes back to work, and he's like, "Oh,
I know it was all ominous."
Where's Colin? And he's like, "Oh no, he's on AWOL. He hasn't answered his phone." Yeah. And then the kid comes in, and gives him the thing. He's like, "Hey, where's Colin?" He's like, "I don't know." And he just walks out, and he's like, "Bro, was that acid trip?" Because was that acid trip? So it does make a difference.
It does. Because when I watched
it's a different perspective of the story.
I didn't know if
it could be the same
dead
situation, but you walk in and it's different. You're like, "Wait, did he died before, or you come into work, it's like he's gone. It's like he didn't come in.
Yeah,
and
it
then
changes your view, your whole
and then
look.
you see him walking, and you see him when you're going to therapy. It's like, oh shit, Colin.
Yes.
Like, you haven't seen him in a couple days at work, and you're like,
Yeah.
yo, where you been?
Yeah, because
I
I'm
tripping, he fucking kills himself.
Because I
Like,
didn't
you
think
do it for a
anything
couple
of
hours.
this.
Fuck, that's crazy.
But then, because when I rewatched it with you guys, that scene happened again where the little kid comes in with the duck, and I was like, this is a lot sketchier this time. Because like everyone's looking for him, it's like a murder case.
Feel,
yeah, and I'm like, it's
yo,
different.
like,
Because right here, I was like, I didn't even think about it. He gives him the duck, and it was like nothing. Like he was just straight.
But
like,
then when we watched it, it's like he walked in, he's like,
yeah, it's
fuck,
all
like I
awkward,
watched him jump off a fucking roof and explode in his girl, and then now it's like you come in. But we haven't even talked about that because all right, so now let's cut back to like get to where you're at, where you cut back.
It's
and
at
then
the end. I feel like Jesus. I felt like a whole.
Well, I was saying like scroll a little bit down.
I don't even know if I had like. Let's just talk about that. Okay, let's just talk about it now. So
right,
so in your perspective, and then your perspective, go on.
In our perspective, it gave you the choice to either go to the therapist or go and run up with Colin.
Sid.
Or Sid. Same.
Indian Zach
Colin
Morris.
Sid.
Indian Zach Morris. That's
I chose that.
That's the boss's Indian Zach Morris. He's got the rolled up blazer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the boss. He's the boss man. He's the final boss.
Colin's not Indian.
No.
Neither is the other guy,
Well,
but whatever. Go on. We're just
doesn't
gonna
matter.
harp up on it.
Anyways, so he runs up to him, catches up, is like, "Hey, what's up?" And you know, Colin Sid, he realizes he looks like shit. He's like, "You're in the hole." He's like, "What?" He's like, "What are you gonna do for the next couple hours?" He's like, "Nothing." He's like, "All right, cool, follow me." So it takes him back to his apartment.
Doug.
What?
Do you know how to fucking join the 3-tap method or what?
So it takes him back to his apartment, introduces him to his girlfriend who's wearing heaps and pounds of makeup that she probably applied on with a shovel. The amount of makeup that
was something else.
That was gnarly. Hair. Okay, and also his newborn baby, I guess. I guess that's his. Yeah. So brings him into a room. Buddy's still all confused. Pulls out a nice little fucking Jeter and sparks it up and hands it to him. And I was glad. Did you expect like a choice at this part to hit it or no? Like to take it or
I did expect one.
I thought I was like, should you choose? Because he's like, oh, well, that's after. But he's like,
yeah, he just gives him the joint, and he's like, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
But then
I wish you got the.
He even said, he's like, I've never done this. He's like, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
So he takes a hit of the joint.
While he's doing that, it pans over, and Sid sticks his finger in this little box, his 2 fingers in his box.
Boom.
Pulls it out, a tab of acid on each finger.
Ooh. Sticks his hands out. It's like, one for you, one for me. And then it gives you the
Did you
choice.
see what the print was on it?
It was a lion.
It was like the same head that is in the game.
The pack,
the
back thing, right?
Pack thing, yeah. It was that on it. He's like, it like zoomed in for a second, looked over, and the kid was like,
yeah.
What the fuck? And then he's
yes, I'm going to take the drugs.
Yeah.
So, took the drug. He did this really weird fucking thing, how he put it on.
It reminded me of John Malkovich in Birdbox, the way when he drank the liquor and he put it on his tongue. It reminded me like that esque type of feeling.
Yeah,
like, why are you doing that?
It's a weird acting choice.
He's just like, I was like, all right, take a little tiny taste of it. He's like,
like what? So yeah,
what? That's weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah, so it zooms in somewhere. I even looked at Pota. I was like, bro, you can see their taste buds sticking out. Like you see random taste buds sticking out their tongue because it's like it.
Well, that's a compliment to my nice ass TV.
This scene did look so much better when they're tripping on your TV than when I was on my computer. Like when I saw it on TV, I was like, "This is fucking sick." It looks so much more sick. The lights.
Yeah,
I'm down.
And look, so then he's like, "What should we do?"
So they're like walking around.
Wait. He's like, wait. He's like, oh, all right. And then he just starts.
Boom! It hits them.
He's like moving.
He's going around. He's looking at this painting where it's like a spray can and the fucking paint is just kind of like twirling and shit. And I even looked at Bobby and I'm like, bro, that's exactly what it kind of fucking looks like. Yeah. It's like they got it pretty good there. Everything else is still just that. It looks like it's
to the other painting and he's like moving it and he blew on it and all the colors are like spreading across the painting and shit.
Is Sid ranting at this point?
Not yet. He's just like in there. He's just walking around. Then he comes back around, and then Sid's like, "Yeah, you gotta do it in the game." And he's like just going. He's like doing that quick.
Did you actually hear what type of shit he said?
I had no idea.
Bro,
no, I did listen to a couple.
I listened to
I
a
can't
few
remember
things,
right
and
now.
one thing is how it's all this, it's all that. Then he's like the government pays people to be your relatives. It's like he's like saying all this shit, and I'm just like
weird stuff. I couldn't keep a train of thought.
I wish I went back and
rewound it slower.
Yeah.
But then he takes his glasses off, and his eyes start drooping out of his
steezy. The droopy eyes. That was awesome.
Start drooping out of his head.
Awesome.
It was so like fucking saggy titties.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was pretty creepy. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at, type of shit.
Yeah, like I had to double back.
And I was like, wait, what am I looking at right now? Am I tripping? Yeah. And puts his glasses back on, back to normal. Was like, come with me. Yeah. Boom, brings him to the balcony. And then
remember before I walked in, he looked up. He's like, where are we going? He's like, there. And it's like a skinny building with like a weird square sticking out of the top of it, like huge apartment. That's where he lived, remember? Because he got all the way to the top, like almost up to the top. Like that's where his apartment was. So it played into like how high he was at this point. Yeah. So when he goes out on the balcony, and tripping balls, and it gives him essentially comes down to an ultimatum: either Stefan jumps. Or
because he has a whole monologue about just like he's like Pac-Man and how it's like.
You think he cares about dying every time? He's like, you just go again.
He's talking about this whole thing about I don't know if it's supposed to be like a life parallel or what, because it's like you just maybe there's like there's different universes. You die, then you just wake up and do it again. He's like, one of us here are gonna die. It doesn't matter. Like you have to choose. And it doesn't matter because when you wake up and you're just gonna do it again and be in another like universe or whatever. So he's having this whole fucking thing.
But essentially he does.
Does what?
Essentially he does this.
That's exactly what happens. That's what I'm saying. Well, the whole movie is described by this guy basically. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So So what'd you pick the first time?
I picked Colin. I picked Sid.
Oh, so I picked Stefan
I know. I
first.
saw that and I was like, thank God, because I wanted to see what happened, and then it was the wrong choice. So
Sid jumped and he actually jumps off.
That's when you go
suicide.
back.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Because you go back as soon as you hit it, goes and he wakes up.
Then you go back. Yeah.
Then you have to go all the way back and do it.
And then it gives you the choice again. So the second time I chose obviously Colin. So Colin's like, good choice. He's like, see you on the other side or whatever the fuck he says. And he's like, he jumps.
Yeah, straight up.
And you see him fall, and you see him die.
Such a nice splatter.
It is a nice splatter.
Legit.
And then he looks down. He's in shock.
Falls.
What the fuck just happened? Turns around, starts slowly walking out of the apartment, and up comes Kitty, his
the girl, the wife,
cake face,
whatever,
cake face.
Yeah,
Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey chick, fucking circus looking. Where's Colin? He just kind of walks past. She goes to the balcony, looks down, and sees his body. And freaks out. And now that baby doesn't have a daddy.
And then it cuts.
Back to. Yeah, it cuts, and it's throws you back to the fucking therapist.
And then you have to go.
And that's when we start our therapist journey.
Then those questions.
So things they do, and then later on, certain things change. Like I'll get there. And we'll get there eventually. But okay, so now we're kind of back on the same
Now we're gonna
page.
fast forward all the way up.
So now he's back in another coding montage, and he pops the doc in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, pops the doc.
You ever remember that?
Papa the doc.
So he pops the doc, and then okay, then another choice happens. He chooses to either hit the desk or smash the computer. What do you choose?
Hit the desk because
the last time
the computer.
Like
fuck revisiting.
You have to get this game done by Monday.
And then it starts building this like fucking.
You're like, wait, he has to get this game done by Monday. I'm not gonna smash the computer. It's the stupidest idea.
And then are you listening to what the doc is saying in the background?
Yeah.
Like it's all this
and then it's
weird
like,
ass.
It's like talking
exactly
about the guy
what
first.
The game is.
It's talking about the guy first. He's like, yeah, he did this, and then as soon as it turns to the kid,
and then some old lady who's
you have no choice. You're gonna just commit murder. You have no choice.
Which is foreshadowing.
Yeah, and then exactly right after that.
That's why it's just too it's just
and that's
too on the nose.
And he shuts the TV off right when it's saying something like perfectly timed for the movie. It's just like, no, do this.
And then another thing so the next thing is he's walking around and it chooses to either pick up a book or pick up a photo.
Yeah.
And you guys, we chose the same thing. Sadly, I wish you chose the other thing. Yeah, he picked up the book.
He probably got pissed.
Huh?
He probably got like pissed off, like looking at.
Yeah, I wonder. Looking back now, like there's probably so many different.
It probably went straight to like fucking whacking him with ashtray or some shit, like, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe. So
he probably got mad and just did it.
Yeah. So he wakes up and the book's on his lap and it doesn't really matter. I don't know. Like, and then he goes in his dad's room. He gets the keys.
So that when you see him in one part of the movie, his dad like comes out, he's like locks the door and like puts his keys in his pocket and then he talks to his son. So it's like. They show like one little scene. It's like, wait, he's going to that door his dad locked, but it's not like his room because he locks it, walks out, and then walks out of his room, and then like his son's coming out of his room. So it's like, wait, he's going to that weird door, and like, what the fuck's behind it? Like, sketch. It was that whole scene's weird.
Yeah. So he goes and he gets the keys to this room, and he goes down to the safe, and then it tells you to choose a password, but for some reason I have written down the password I chose was JFD. And
that was the name of the guy who made.
So there was even different options because yours was PAX or PAC.
Yeah. Ours was different.
It was different. So mine was the wrong password also. And you chose the wrong one also.
Correct.
So then it was a dream. He sees the fucking packs.
So hold on. Does that mean it's always the wrong answer if you got completely different selection?
I don't know.
Oh, and also, when he was entering in the thing, why the fuck is there always like a flickering light? You saw the flickering light?
I don't remember.
No? Alright, that's just me then.
And then, he gets it wrong. He tries to open it, and then all of a sudden, the fucking...
Monster. Packs.
Yeah. That's why you picked packs, right?
Maybe. That's probably...
But it was not even packed, like P-A-C-S. Like
there was P-A-X and P-A-C. That was your options.
Yeah.
But, okay, so it's a wrong answer, then he fucking wakes up again.
You see the demon, like the head thing that's on, like, it was on the acid. That's, like, the main thing of the book, the game, everything. So that's who you see is a living thing, like, and then it cuts back and he wakes up somewhere else.
So then he's doing the game, and again it doesn't work, and then it gives you other options: destroy a computer, or do something else. And I chose to destroy the computer, but he fucking doesn't. And then he starts asking, "Who's doing this to me?" He starts talking to himself.
Oh, I did the T.
Oh, you did?
always put the T on the computer.
And he didn't do it, right?
No, he picked it up and then he put it down.
And you refused. That's what happened here, too. And then he starts asking for a sign. And then it gives you the fucking option, which is the Netflix or the thing. I just didn't choose the Netflix. I thought it was so fucking whack.
Why would you choose Netflix? It's 1984. It's like,
but that's the whole thing. Because then I think I was listening to something else, and I think there was another timeline of like conspiracy or something. I didn't watch it. I didn't go back and do that. But that's what I kind of want to go back and see it. But whatever. I chose the fucking weird sign.
What would have happened if you picked Netflix?
But then looking back again, when I watch it again, because everything's like kind of foreshadowing. So when I watched it with you guys, I heard him say one time when it goes and it fails again, and he's like, "Why did it fail?" He's like, "Oh, I just put this one extra thing in. It's about conspiracy and this and that." Remember when he says he's explaining it? He's like, "Well, if it's new, just take it out. It was fine already."
Yeah.
But then, so that's what I'm thinking. This timeline would have been the conspiracy that he added. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh shit.
So if I'm just piecing it together, like how everything is, So that's why I kind of was hoping you guys would choose. That's why I didn't want to say anything.
Fuck,
I wanted you to choose on your own. I didn't want to say anything.
You should have said something.
Look it up.
I wanted you to choose on your own. So
find it.
Better.
But
the whole thing is about choice. I'm not gonna tell you what the fuck.
No, but it would be nice to hear what happens on the other end of it if you already saw the other part.
But I also want. But the whole.
Shut the fuck up. You should have told us.
No, that would have been lame. Because I wanted to see. Because I like seeing what you chose on your own.
But I would have chose different shit.
You would have. That's why we all should have watched it in different. But that's a different story.
Maybe I'll hook.
No, yeah. So okay, whatever. See, I didn't even know. I'm good. See, I didn't even know what the sign was at this point. I thought it was a fucking like middle finger. That's why I chose it. It looks like a fucking middle finger. So and it appears on the screen.
Oh, I knew what it was. It was a bracket.
Yeah.
Oh, rookie move.
I did 3-tap.
Shut the fuck up.
So then his dad walks in.
Did you do 3-tap either? Fuck boy.
I don't need to.
Yeah. So his dad fucking walks in and starts talking to him again, right?
Yeah.
And then they go downstairs. They eventually go downstairs, and then it gives you an option. Like, he's wiling out at his dad, and it gives you an option to, like, kill your dad or back off. Yeah. And then you chose back off.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Yes,
I chose kill off rip. Yeah, I chose kill off rip.
Because
then it's like all these things are influencing you a little bit. Because like when the woman's talking, she's like, "Why not just commit murder?" It's asking like, "It doesn't matter." And he's like,
"Oh, the guy you're acting exactly like.
Yeah.
Oh, he chopped his wife's head off. Like it's the same exact thing.
Which later it happens. He chops
her
off
too. This guy's a crazy person. He did the same shit. And he fucking jumped off a fucking thing. It's like." Just do it.
Yeah.
It's like that's what everybody talks about this whole movie so far is just killing somebody else because you can't control yourself.
So he grabs the ashtray and fucking smashes his dad in the head, which was nice.
Right in the temple, and he's just
right in the temple, and he like
dude.
One hit kill. Homie's
right,
dead.
yeah, right in the side, right here.
And then it gives you another option, which was either chop the body up or bury it.
You
chose bury. I chose chop.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's some real shit. Get rid of this shit quick.
Yeah, I'm like,
I chose bury off rip. I wanted to see what happened.
I wanted to see what happened.
You know how long it takes a buried body to disappear?
Yeah.
A long time. Fucking chop body.
And it ends up being the wrong choice. This bitch was caught.
You got caught, boy. Me and Evan would have slid.
Yeah, we just slid on that
slid and no one would have got out.
You get caught eventually.
No, what? They have nothing to find, and they can't.
Yeah, they did catch you eventually. Yeah, that's true. But whatever. Okay.
No,
so then you do. Yeah.
What? Yes, they do.
Mm. So then, he kills him, he smashes him, and then I chop the body up. But at this time, nothing happens. That changes because I watch you.
It's just
you bury it,
the
and
dog
then I
finds
chop
it. And
it's
caught.
Yeah, the dog finds it.
Well, they show the news things like, this game that was supposed to come out, and but the guy who was making the game killed his dad. And
see, at this point, that didn't happen to me yet.
Yeah,
that's why mine passed. But at this point,
so it made me go back.
Yeah, it made you go back. Yeah. Exactly.
They said the game was unfinished and it was terrible. It was 0 out of 5.
But at this
they
point,
said it was someone tried to rush it.
Yeah, because it was the guy's dead. But I start like regretting killing the dad after this time. Like, and a little bit goes on.
I was curious if I ever got to go back.
To not kill him?
To not kill him.
Well, you did not kill him, and then you chose
not to kill him.
See, I was hoping to go back and not kill him to see what happened. Because I felt bad after a while. I'm like, damn, I just killed my dad. Just because I was curious to see what happened. Like, I'm a fucking psychopath. You know?
Do that in real life.
See, my dad, we're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we like projecting onto this fucking loser. And then, so then it's back to him coding, and then we're back at the therapist, and then this is when I get to, like, the end. He's back at the therapist, and he's talking about now that his dad's gone, he can focus, and he's finished the fucking game. And then it cuts to, like, him and his head's dad's on the dresser next to the radio, just like how
his head's dad.
Yeah. And then it cuts to the review guy, and it's a 5 out of 5. And then I even wrote, I'm like, what the fuck, it's over. Like, for me, the movie ended right there.
Since the game's 5.
Because I chose the path that just took me to the end, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? So then, now what's the news about how he got caught killing his dad? Oh yeah, then I got to the woman. Then I see that's why going back on yours, like I went like it ended so fucking fast for me. But all right, let's go back then. I guess on yours. Or should we talk about the woman?
How long?
No, so the first time, so when I buried him for the first time, when he got caught, it showed a clip of him in jail. Watching the news on himself and his own thing.
Like
and then it goes back.
Then it goes back.
And then it goes back. But then more happens in your timeline, though. My shit ended, and then I go to the woman. But yours didn't. You know, yours starts going, like, the girl starts looking for Colin. That didn't happen in mine. The girl didn't look for Colin. And then I go back and I...
Oh, that was when I dragged the body.
Yeah.
Or buried the body.
Yeah, because it didn't happen until later. He got caught.
That was within the thing that buried the body.
Okay, then it's going to Chopper Berry.
Because he just killed him, and he's like, and you still like bury the body, and she knocks on the door.
Yeah, he's dragging him, and she knocks on the door.
So here's where something changed. So it brought me back. So I chose. Okay, then it goes back to the Chopper Berry, and then I choose Berry, and then it goes. So it is a different thing. So then I get a call, but it's not the fucking guy. It turns out that Sid is gonna come over and see what's up.
Oh, what? Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, so Sid comes over and he sees what's up while I'm burying that. Yeah, right here. So he goes up and then it's sketched. So when it's sketched, I forgot. Yeah, so he goes upstairs and then, because Sid's like, yo, come on, I'm here to help. And then he goes upstairs and he tells him that he killed his dad. And then Sid's about to fucking help him. And then you choose to fucking kill Sid. And then he kills Sid. And he's like cool about it. He's like, yo, he picks up a weapon. He's like, yo, here. He's like, do what you gotta do. And then he's like, come on, right here. And he kills him. He's died. Yeah, he killed him. Yeah. Oh my And then the review guy then talked to him about the murder, and then it tells me to go back and follow Colin, and this is when I go back to the LSD.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So then it's like completely different.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I'm ending it after that. I was like, because I'm like, now I noticed it was a loop that we keep going back. That I kind of wish I did now, because watching it with you guys, it was different. Because that girl came over, her girlfriend, she didn't do that with me. Yeah, Colin came through and I killed his ass. Yeah.
Kill that boy.
Kill that boy. Because his boy is sit ass motherfucking ass. But okay, so
yeah, that's fucking awesome.
But I guess
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know.
So we can go on and on for this. And if you guys fucking anybody out there who's listening and you
go back and watch it again,
and you picked a different thing and it just took you off into some crazy. And we didn't.
Let us know what happened with the Netflix.
Yeah, I kind of wish I went back.
Whoever picked Netflix.
Well, I'll probably just end up watching myself.
I was about to just
don't bother.
Yeah. Well, yeah, do it anyway. But I mean, I guess we can just. I mean,
or your opinions of what
so ours ended differently, right? So.
No, eventually they ended the same. Basically.
Oh, with
the therapist, it was all great because you killed your dad.
Oh, right.
And then
what was the other option besides
games 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's like end credits and then what was
his excuse was my father went to a holiday with
I should have said something
to his aunt's house down in south of France.
See, so everybody for England goes like, we're just going down to the south of France.
But this is when I realized I should have said something. But you said you were over because when you go to hit the credits, it was telling you to go back to the Netflix option.
Oh.
And I didn't say anything because you were like, I'm over it.
Yeah. Because it was good. It was just
damn it.
No, I know, but I know I should have went back. But that would have been the one to bring it back and give you another. Now looking back at it, that's what it would have happened.
Hold on, let's pause this. Go walk out there, click the Netflix.
No, fuck it. I mean, let's just go off. I mean, we're basically done with base talk. Let's just go and give like overall opinions about it because it was kind of cool. Like,
hold on, we have to mention the ending though. So after it says like
there's a girl.
The credit exactly. So when the credits start to roll. It fast forwards to modern day, And there is this chick with a nice septum piercing who is infatuated with the Bandersnatch, and her dad had a copy after everything got all confiscated from the stores and destroyed. Her dad had a copy. She played it herself, and she was very impressed on the game, and so she wanted to create a modern-day version of it, essentially, for the tablet and TV type of shit, games that you can play. Essentially, she wants to create it in modern day, and while she's programming it and trying to get everything to work, it's just not working for her, and she's like starting to freak out, just the same way Stefan was.
The same thing.
Stefan. It doesn't matter. And she launches the game. She's trying to play it, and it gives you an option to destroy the computer or dump tea all over the computer. And I chose tea. So as she's like just getting everything to work just nonchalantly, just out of nowhere, on autopilot, she just grabs the tea and just dumps it everywhere like it was nothing.
Yeah, and then that was kind of funny that she was the one that created the movie. Like that was kind of tight. Like she was creating the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of. I guess
really
that was kind of cool. But
the movie.
What?
The movie? What?
She was creating the movie. The movie we were watching. Because remember when she starts watching...
She's making a game.
No. Because remember when she turns it on and it shows the beginning scene? 1984, and then it turns off? Remember...
I was confused at that part, so now that makes sense.
Because in the interview, she's like, we heard that it was Netflix, and she's like, I'm not allowed to say. So she was the woman working on Netflix, creating the Benders. So that's why it's a meta, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like meta to the umpteen. But it was just kind of cool. Francis de Medici. But, so... All right, let's just go back.
Meditate.
But I think
Meta world peace.
But why do you think they go crazy? Why do you think they go crazy?
I think they go crazy the same way people go crazy trying to explain and think of time travel and how that's possible. That loop and what that would do to affect things and how it's possible. I think that's the same conversation. It's just an endless loop. You're a hamster in a wheel going nowhere.
Then it makes you question
everything.
I think it's like that
thing. To where you question your own existence, and then you start, decapitating your wife.
You ever obviously I think everybody's done this before, but
later
on,
your wife?
No, later on, you do something happens, and then way further down the road, you're like, what if I chose obviously you're like, what if I chose not to do that? Like, what my entire life? It's like that was 7 years ago. If I chose not to do this, my entire life will be 1,000 times different in the other direction.
Yo, you just made me perfectly think. Because here's a perfect example. But then, this is what I think the movie's trying to say, too. I'm just going to run with this. So back then, remember when I said the first time I smoked weed, it was sitting there and I flipped a coin. And then it was smoke.
What if it landed on...
I think that. The question is, what if it landed on the other thing? But then, now looking at this movie and what it's trying to say is, it wouldn't have changed.
Ended up
hold
smoking
on.
weed?
Yeah, because it's saying I would have ended up smoking weed anyway, because I would have still been around it. I just probably would have flipped the coin again the next week or until it landed. So it's like... Is that really choice at the end of the day? You know what I mean?
If you have to flip a coin.
No, not even that. The
fact
is that...
Here's the finish line. Here's the finish line, like right here, and you're going like this. It's like this one goes, wing, goes like this. The racetrack goes this way. This one goes, wing, and then you both end up at the exact same finish line. It's like, you chose this one. Guess what? You're gonna end up at the end smoking weed in the long run,
or whatever it might be.
That same scenario for what he did. It's like, would you have skateboarded if you didn't go grab that board that your cousin had sitting there, or
or maybe there was no other option. Yeah, maybe that's what this movie's trying to say is or determinism.
Sometimes there's no options. That's literally what your life goes.
None.
Yeah.
Remember
the no selection.
Because it's like this. Yeah,
it's like you have no choice. It's like that's literally what your life, I guess, was not destined.
Because I'm thinking it's like when they say it's like okay, like a car accident happened. It has to be two people going in the exact same perfect time. So it's like you're leaving your job or you're leaving your house, they're leaving their house. Oh my God, you tripped over. You got to tie your shoe. All these things with these deterministic factors that ultimately will get there. No matter what, you know what I mean? Is it a choice that because he had to do the exact same thing that exact same thing at the time also? Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's what I think.
It's like some things are deterministic, but you choose but I don't know. But you choose certain things to do, but then X, Y happens. You know, I don't know. This is where it's like this.
You're walking out your house every day. You leave your house exactly 7:05 every day. One day you walk out and as you're walking out, you boom, knock something off the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! You have to step down, and pick it up. That you leave at fucking whatever. You leave a couple seconds later or a minute later because you had to stop and pick something up, or you forgot. Oh fuck! I left them on the counter. You turn around and go back. boom, you're late for work. Like by a minute, then your normal routine. Boom, you get T-boned and fucking.
I think about it all the time.
I think about, bro. If I stopped the time I shoe right now, my whole entire life would be different.
I think about that.
Or if you see your shoe untied, should I take 2 more steps and then tie it? Like you're walking, you're like, fuck, I'll just tie it.
Yeah, is it already fucked
up?
Like,
fuck it, I'll just wait till I get over there and I'll tie it. Or it's like. Or I stop immediately and tie my shoe.
Because then whatever is going to happen is always going to happen. I guess that's what maybe this is trying to say. But then again, I don't know. Because then if you choose something, it brings up a whole new set of options that didn't exist. Like that's why it's so extreme with the murder, because that's such an extreme example. So I guess that really would tell you what would happen.
It always ended at
so that's why I think they go to that extreme. Because anything else really makes no difference, which is, remember our complaint, choosing this, bite your nails, don't. But now I have to murder, because you're in this system, you're in this world, you agree to these rules. I need to murder my fucking, to really see what the fuck would happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what, like, you need to try something dire, because it's like, that was the only choice he really did have. Or to kill yourself. Either to kill yourself or to do this like, really insane decision. Not like, pick my beer up, put it to the left or put it to the right. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know.
It's like life-altering type of shit.
It has, there's no, exactly,
like a serious fork in your road.
Yeah, it's like that, because that is choice, but then again, I don't know, because everything led up to that ultimate decision.
At the end of it ends up,
you know?
So he was gonna do it.
It's crazy.
No
so I like the thought.
So no matter what, if you flip that coin heads or tails that day, you'd have been still like chilling, like vibing, smoking.
And then maybe the next day I would have just said fuck it and smoked, and just like that's like the thing says, like in the movie, or you know, it's like fuck it, you chose no, but you're gonna smoke anyway.
Yeah.
You know, the option's still there, the whatever is still there.
Like that one's crazy. Like you're saying, like some are like determined, like they happen, like they're gonna happen no matter what.
No matter
it's
what.
Like the kids, like no matter what he said no, and like his mom, like that was meant to happen. Like that, like it was. Just,
that's why it was
gonna
meant.
happen.
It was gonna happen.
That's why you didn't get 2 options. It was like you're a little kid, something, you know, shit happens when, like, you know.
Yeah, you couldn't even comprehend the choice.
You couldn't. It's like there was no
really
choice. You're just like, no, I want my toy. You have no thing. There's no consequence of your mother being late.
You're not as outside yourself.
You just want. You're like, I never leave my house without my toy, and I'm a little kid. So the only option for you is, no, I don't want to leave. I want my bunny.
Damn, that's such a good way to think about it. That's the type of
like that's.
I hope that maybe this guy went that in depth about it. But if they create is the director of this the director of all the episodes?
No, all the
David
episodes
Spade.
No.
When that first credit popped up and said David Spade, I thought it was a fake. I was like,
what?
David Spade? Because that's when the Netflix girl pops up and I'm like, is this a fake credit? It's like David Spade? Are you kidding me? Is it gonna be Kevin Spostner afterwards or something like that?
No, there are multiple directors for the episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but
we usually change everything.
But yeah, no, but I like what it made you think about, and this must have been really tough to make.
That's how much bravo on your attempt. Like this was.
That's like imagine. Like I thought about that. I'm like
fantastic.
Imagine while I was watching the movie, and he's like looking at the book and making the game and doing this and doing that and talking about reading it and shit. It's like writing that book. Remember he picked it up the one time? It was huge. So it's like you choose this option, go to this page. You choose this option, go to this page. Imagine you had to literally write a whole book and then write whole like alternate stories and put them in certain sections. Like, you go to this one, and you had like, and you build a book with different sections. It's like, if you choose this, you go here. If you choose this, you go a couple pages down more.
Yeah,
or you choose this, you're over here.
Choose what happens. Go to page 278.
Yeah. Oh, you chose the wrong one. Go back to 14. Exactly. Like page 14. You go all the way back to 14, and you work your way back.
Yeah,
and
those books were fantastic. I love them.
I've never read
those. I used to read them like SSR.
They were really cool.
But no, like I like what makes you think about it, and how it's like, and then we all like, and then because I was listening to this podcast about it also, they were talking about it, and they brought up like, because even everything that we do is based off of like these rules that we agree on. Stop at a red light. That's not like intrinsic. That's real. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just a thing that we all agree, and you're gonna stop at a red light when you see it. Yeah. You have this impulse to stop, and it's like things like that, like social things. You know,
like a bull.
What's up? Yeah. But like things like that. So it's like you're always. So it's like kind of like you're being
stop
controlled.
Signs, turn. You only drive on this side of the road. It's like. You can't control that. That's literally how everything is. It's
so
like
so
you
have
to put
control,
this card in this machine to pay for it. Like besides cash, it's like you have to do this, you have to do this. Like it's the same shit, but everybody agrees to do it, and you just you just do it because that's what you're supposed to do.
So then it's like you are under control. Like, so how much freedom do you really have? You know what I mean? And they brought that up, and that's kind of cool. You know, so I don't know, but that's why I like this concept. It was tight. I hope there's more, but done in different ways.
All right, so let's go around and rate this motherfucker. Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby, what do you got?
I'm gonna go like a hard like 8.5, 9.
Oh,
damn!
Just because it's like interesting, like on like the storyline is whatever. But
dumping your load into this one.
Yeah.
Watch this one. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go 8.5. You guys like 3. This one fucking sucks. Every time I quit, you guys get the complete opposite. Nah, the whole thing, like the whole basis of it was like interesting. Like, and then once you actually, because it's like you watch it, it's like, oh man, like damn, finally it's over. You do all this shit. It's like then you hear. Like
all this different
like when you said, it's like, holy fuck, like that whole thing happened and I had no idea. It's like
because it was
just
really
the
hard to follow and really get into.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't like the greatest movie. It wasn't like the greatest like fucking filming and acting and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's like the whole idea of it. It makes you fucking.
It was nice.
It's like, wait, what does this even mean? Like, but it means something, but it doesn't. And then like, you think of like you said at one point you feel like it's you. You're like, I'm gonna fucking yell at my dad instead of break my computer. I started
feeling bad. And
and you felt bad because you fucking murked your dad.
Yeah.
Like you actually felt it.
Bad because you murked your dad.
And then I popped in the dock.
Yeah. So it's like that. It's like fuck. It's like holy shit. That's like some real shit to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like 8.5.
Evan, what was your score?
Yeah, I mean, definitely for the effort and everything, and just the thought provoking. I guess what it was. I'm gonna give it like a 7. I'm gonna give it like a 7, a solid 7.
Yeah.
7. Nah, 7. I'm gonna keep it at
7.
Yeah.
See, I damn, dude, I think that's pretty low. I'm gonna do it like an 8.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
On especially the thought provoking, the style, like, never been done before.
Imagine a bigger movie.
It gets you to really do think, and it actually got me interested in actually watching the show a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
I want to go and check it out. There's plenty of seasons I got time to catch up on and shit. But
good ones.
As thought provoking, I hear it is.
No, it was extremely interesting, and I really hope that they do another one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Do another one.
You can only do it on an internet based.
That was great. How can you release
thoroughly a big budget movie and release it in theater? So you can't everybody in the theater can't pick the same thing.
But still, it doesn't matter.
But it's good. That's why I like put a little Netflix in. It's like,
yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Like you can't do this.
It was a Netflix original, so.
Yeah, it's like, but it's like, haha, like real movies can't do this because everybody. You can't release a big box office hit and everybody chooses shit like while you're there, unless it's like head says, but it's like that's not a movie theater. So I think it was fucking good.
I thought it was solid for sure. But alright, word. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I think it was pretty good.
Holy shit!
What the fuck?
What in the fuck?
What just happened?
We just went back and we clicked.
What the fuck did we just watch? Yeah. Holy shit.
We went back and we clicked on the options that we didn't click on before, and it was a fucking completely different movie.
So remember the whole Netflix thing that we didn't click on? We said
that we talked about?
That just branched off into this completely other...
The greatest thing ever.
It was awesome. I'm really glad that we did not pick the Netflix one first.
That's true.
I'm so glad.
Like my first go around. Yeah. Because I didn't know what happened.
I'm glad
none
of us picked. Like you didn't pick it. We did.
Oh my god.
I'm glad you didn't tell us.
Okay. Yeah, it was better that way.
Because ruin it in the first place. Yeah.
Right, so give a recap.
You pick Netflix, and then he starts freaking out, and then you try to explain it to him. Through
the computer.
It's just typing shit out, and it's saying like where it's a streaming service
from the 21st century.
From the 21st century.
I don't know what you're saying.
Blah blah blah.
Explain.
They're like it's like TV, but online. It's like I still don't understand it. He's like freaking out, talking to himself, and all of a sudden his dad bursts into the room. And he's like, "You okay?" He's like, "Can you please call the therapist?" He's like, "Yeah, no problem. Thank you."
People from the future are controlling me. He's like, "Should I call the doctor?" He's like, "Please." Yeah. So he knows he's fucking losing it at this point.
So he's talking to the therapist and shit, and he's trying to explain everything to her, and it's just not fucking working. And she's like, wouldn't you think that they would make your life a little more exciting?
Bro, it really seems like she's trying to fuck him.
She's coming on
like she wants his cock in and around her mouth.
About the whole time.
Because she's looking at him. She's like, yeah. If this was a movie, don't you think there'd be a little more action going on? It's like you're sitting here in this normal room in this normal area, and nothing's really going on. She's like, yeah. Well, don't you wish? Wouldn't there be? And then it zooms in her face. She's like,
she leans in. Yeah, she
something else would be going on.
And I'm just straight thinking he's about to pound her.
He's like, you want some more action?
She wants to fuck.
And then it's like she goes, yeah, don't you want some more action? Yeah. And like it's all like sexual and everything, and then it's like it says yes and fuck yeah are the two options.
So we chose fuck yeah, and
they're both the same.
They're both the same. Yeah. So what he does, he grabs the coffee, the tea, throws it in her face.
She's unfazed. That bitch must be hot.
she backs up and she goes towards the fireplace or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes to the desk and just clears everything off.
Like he clears a table off the desk like
in every porn
like
movie.
you're gonna
like he was gonna fuck her, but he kind of ruined it by throwing the hot tea in her face.
One arm across the whole desk and just one arm swipes everything, clears the whole desk. It's like, and then he turns around like she's about to jump on him and they're about to bang.
Yeah, and then she turns around and grabs fucking nightsticks and flicks them out from the mantle. Dual nightsticks.
Dual wielding nightsticks.
You ready? Come on, hit me. Gives you a choice to jump through the window or to fight her.
Yeah.
So first we chose fight her.
And then
they're just fighting each other. So straight action flick.
It's like a kung fu.
There's choreography. He's ducking. She's fucking swinging.
And then all of a sudden, Bobby goes, "Yo, what about the dad?" The dad kicks the door open. He's got his setup up, and he starts fighting the son, Stefan.
Like, not even a word. Like this was choreographed.
Because
he came in possessed.
The other option when he's talking to the nurse, he comes out and the dad's like has his ear against the door. So that's why I go, "Yo, what's up with his dad listening?" And they're just brawling, smashing shit. I'm like, what happened to his dad? You turn around, this man comes out of nowhere and walks this man across the room. He's like,
you trying to set up
he's literally just hands up, just sticking his kid, fighting him across the room, and then
the dad grabs the kid by the throat and lifts him up in the air like he's a fucking superhero.
He put him up on like the bookshelf.
Oh yeah, he
is
choyoken.
He's yoked his ass up.
So it gives you an option to either karate chop dad or kick him in the balls.
Yeah.
We never got back to that.
We never got to kick him in the balls.
We should have kicked him in the balls first.
We should have.
Yeah.
So we karate chopped dad.
Chopped him.
Yeah, he judo chopped him. He dropped to the floor. He gets down. And then what happens after that? He starts moving around a bit.
No, he talks about. He's like, yeah, I know, like all the shit you've been recording me, and he like gets back. And then he grabs the ashtray and he fucking hits him. And he tells him, he's like, I know you had all the, he grabs
the ashtray and
he does the packs and you've been
swats and kills his dad.
Kills him right there, and then it cuts back.
Oh, so the difference being, if you went to say yes, if you went to say yes instead of fuck yeah, he would have fought her initially, and then the dad would have came in, grabbed him, and dragged him out of the therapist's office. And so for the
we did hit yeah instead of fuck yeah.
Well, after
that was the second time.
Oh, okay,
right. Okay. And so after that, then it gave us the option to jump out the window or to fight her. Oh. So we decided to jump out the window, hoping that we can, it wouldn't be nothing. We can get back to kick dad in the balls. But no, it just changed completely.
Meta on top of meta.
He's trying to open the window. It doesn't work, and then zoom out. He's on a fucking set.
No, it's actually the movie. They're filming. I think that's his real character or his real actor's name is Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like so. It's like meta on top of meta.
Like a bell rings. It's like cut.
Yeah, the scene cuts. The lady in the back is drinking some shit. You see the dad just kind of sitting there in those iconic little movie chairs.
He's like reading a script.
Just going over his shit, and Steven/Mike is now confused as fuck as to what is going on right now.
The lady walks up, she's like, "That's."
He's like, "That's not in your script. You don't go for the window.
The window doesn't. She goes, the window doesn't even open. It's not real.
He doesn't even know what the hell is going on.
He's like, "It's not even real. The window's not real. It's not in your script. Why are you trying to go out?" He's like, "But no." She's like, "Mike, calm down." He's like, "It's Stefan. It's Stefan."
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, okay, get the ambulance."
And she kept on calling him Mike, and calling him Mike, and then she walks in. She's like, "Just sit down for a second." Turns like, "Get the medic up here on set, please."
Yeah, I think it goes back to the beginning there.
Yeah.
No, now it gives me the option to go back and save the teddy bear.
Yeah, the rabbit.
The rabbit. So now what happens is he's like freaking out and shit. He goes to the bathroom and he's like, look at him. It's his reflection in the mirror after like a day's full of coding and nightmare and shit like that. And then he puts his palm on the mirror. And his palm immediately goes through like it's the fucking Matrix. He puts all the palm in there, and he starts literally going through the mirror as if it was a portal. And out on the other side comes the younger version of himself, 20 years back when he was a child, 5 years old, waiting for that fucking toy before his dad stole it from him. So he goes to bed. He hears a conversation with his parents, and his dad takes the fucking doll and goes and hides it, but he's awake the whole time. He's got the one eye open, just scoping at it, and he knows exactly where the fuck it is. So he goes, and I'm kind of blanking out right now. What happens after that?
He goes to the fucking safe. The dad takes the money.
And we picked the right one. We took the right one this time.
You go and you open the fucking safe, and then it's actually... Oh, this is
when he finds the files.
It's a conspiracy, yeah.
That's when he finds the files.
Yes. He goes... So it comes back to modern time. He goes to the safe... And so in our first go around, it gave us the two options as far as passwords. It was PAX, P-A-X,
so confusing
or PAC. Very. PAC. first time we chose packs and it was incorrect, and it led us to our whole first scenario. Now this time it gave us the same. Oh no, it gave us
toy
and packs with an X.
No, it's PAC.
Oh, no, it was pack. Yeah, PAC. Yeah. So we chose the PAC one, and that unlocked the thing. And it just started unfolding this whole conspiracy that the father was behind the whole thing the entire time. He's videotaping his son's therapy sessions, and inside his home, he's literally monitoring him 24/7. And his dad finds him in the room. He confronts him. He's like, I know exactly what you're doing. I know all about your program. And then he's trying to defend him. He's like, no, you're sick. You need help, this and that. And then he's like, no, I'm fine. He grabs the ashtray.
He pushed past like the other one. He pushed past him and walks out. And then he goes and he kills him,
Yeah, he grabs the ashtray and then
he doesn't kill him in that room.
No, he kills him in the office the first time.
Okay.
No,
yeah. The second time he kills him in, downstairs. Doesn't really matter.
Woo.
So then it goes back again.
It goes back again to... Oh, it asks you... This is the ending, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Get the rabbit again.
Back to get the rabbit again. And the mother comes into the room asking if you would want to go with her or not.
Well, yeah, you get the rabbit and then you bring it back to your room.
The dad finds you as a child with the rabbit, right?
I mean, it's like some consoling thing. Like, take the bunny where it belongs. Yeah. So the kid takes the bunny back into his room, puts it under his bed. He wakes up. The mom comes in. And then he goes and he looks. He grabs the rabbit. He's got it this time. And she goes, "Oh look, we missed the 8:30 anyway. Oh, but we can catch the 8:45 just like before." And then it asks you, "Do you want to go along or not?"
There's a yes or no option. You obviously know what happens if you say no.
Super, like, I wouldn't even say ominous.
No, ominous, but it's like
you can just sense. It's like
you know she's gonna die on the train.
It's like one of those movies you just know. It's like. It's ascending. It's like it feels like I don't know a word to use, like ascension into the afterlife. You know, and it's all like so then you go with her because you know what's gonna happen if you say no your whole life. So yeah, so then you choose to go with her, and you go with her. Then it's on the train, and it shows you on the train, and then next thing you know, it just cuts, and it's back to present time. You in the therapist's office, and he's just dead, like kind of like the Matrix type shit. Like you died in the Matrix.
The doctor's like, no, he's dead, and the therapist is like, he was just sitting there. We were just talking. What happened?
There's another part.
So because we chose that he died as a child, he died now in this new reality, and he was just shut off like a computer.
That's like the only thing that could do something is life or death. I guess like really. But yeah,
I can't remember those. There's another scenario we picked that it went to another thing after the fight scene. It went to a whole nother one, but we.
Which?
Remember, because we went back and we picked toy, and he picks the bunny, and like that was a different one.
Yeah, one conspiracy and one was where he died in the
we
train.
Picked toy. Toy was the one with the train.
Ones. We picked 3 different ones.
Well, the third time coming round, it said go and get the rabbit. Yeah. It shot us straight to the password part and it showed toy or packs. Yeah. So we picked toy and toy worked, and then toy was in the thing instead.
Yeah, we picked different
ones.
And
then it went back in time.
A little bit.
Anyway,
but that was fucking...
All right, so another rating. Go ahead.
9, 10.
I'm going to give it like a fucking 9.
That was like a... Yeah, that was 9. I couldn't give it a 10. I can't give anything a 10.
Yeah.
That was a 9.5. Hands down. That was amazing.
Because like we were
the whole fight scene did it for me.
Once they started fighting and the dad came in swearing up.
I was
that was the best one. I was like, yo, what's up with his dad? That boy came in throwing hands. He was getting it up.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So yeah, it was fucking nuts. Like we would have left and
not known that part.
We would have never.
They filmed that.
They filmed so much. Imagine like if we did that in the beginning of the movie. Like we picked different ones. Like obviously there's certain ones that you're automatically going to go back because you picked the wrong one. It has to play with the story. But the little ones, imagine. It just went off to like yours. Yours was like half the movie was you went and did something else and then came back to where we started fucking the beginning. So yeah, 9.5.
Happy we went back and watched it.
Yeah, fuck did we just watch? I was like, this is perfect.
Awesome.
This is a perfect example of what the fuck.
Yeah, we recommend you guys definitely go and watch this. Even though at this point we probably just drew everything for you. Just go and watch for yourself. Choose your own destiny. See what happens.
Dude, we didn't even ruin it because we didn't pick we picked a lot of the same ones. So there's ones that we didn't even pick that could go.
And the second ending that we did not bring you to modern day at all.
And where we ended it didn't even give you an option
to go back. Because you didn't kill Dad. Exactly.
It literally went straight to the actual real end credits.
You were dead.
It literally went to director David Spade.
It's his fake name.
Yeah, and to be honest, we probably didn't hit anything close to what remotely was there. There's like
for sure
in the meter bar as far as
There's probably a lot more
progress
in that
in
movie to go.
Netflix shit.
Man, like different paths.
Yeah.
That was fucking
So
nuts.
That was insane.
Holy shit, we
good
freaked
movie.
the fuck out when we clicked that movie. Started wilding.
Yeah,
So
very good.
shit.
Highly recommend. Hope there's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But alright, yo, we're gonna get the fuck out of here now. So.
This is legit this time.
Yeah, there's legit
Yeah, it's
this
legit
time.
this time. So yeah, you guys can't fight. We're out of here. Tune in next week, you faggot ass pieces of shit, pussy.